So we're heading to Tennessee for the Bassmaster Classic pit stop in Kentucky to see some family. Then we're gonna meet up with John from Creek Fishing Adventures and fish, but I'm not taking a kayak. I'm leaving my kayak behind. We're just gonna borrow stuff, we're gonna wade fish, we're gonna do a road trip fishing. Right now, that's the plan. We are just going to take the truck with rods, shove everything in there, and see what happens. Because I honestly think that that's the best way to fish, to just let the adventure kind of write itself. So that's what we're gonna do. We got everything pulled out of the kayak that I want. Grab a few tackle bags and throw it in the truck and hit the road. Dude, oh, there we go. He ate all my fish. We're gonna see what we can get for $100.
All the way up. It does have foam right here.
So that's the Al-Ti KastKing. All right, look at this. This is the craziest takeout I've ever done in my life. There we go. Oh, I got something good. Black pack, tent, extra clothes, wading shoes, the whole 9 yards. So a lot of people will actually tell you that this means it's about to spawn, but we are in Kentucky. We had a pit stop last night to visit some family here in Kentucky. Now we're on our way to Tennessee to meet up with John. It's about a 4-hour drive from this point, but we are about to get hit with some massive storms, which I'm not looking forward to. So got everything loaded down. We're gonna drive through the storms and hopefully fish tomorrow. We'll see. Look at that, fire cross season. Is it officially fire cross season? So no trip to a new place is complete without a local tackle shop visit, and this is Fish Tales in Cleveland, Tennessee. So we're gonna see what they got. These are actually what I kill smallmouth on. The big 7-inch ones. Like I catch so many big smallmouth on.
So
I got my 4-inch tied on. Same one. Mine's a resin version now. That's a little thinner than mine. I didn't even know. That's a thing. And I was actually really impressed with this store. Not only did they have an insane selection of tackle and rods, they had some really cool used reels as well. So of course you can't come to Tennessee and meet up with Creek Fishing Adventures without checking out some creeks. Unfortunately, it looks like there's not a lot of fish moved up into them. It's still pretty early, so we make a little pivot to see if we can catch some largemouth or maybe even some panfish.
What's your name?
I fished here the other day and I couldn't catch any, but I thought I caught a bass, so I'm gonna go up and try to hit that bridge over there.
Just can't go nowhere with you.
Yeah, find a place like French Creek, just go up here once in a while.
Dude, oh, there we go. Oh, dang. He barely hit it.
Yeah.
Oh. But he didn't like have it. It's almost like he grabbed the blade. Oh, he came back for it.
Oh, that's a good one.
He came back for it.
Nice.
Nice. You know what's crazy? This is the biggest largemouth I've caught this year. All right, we drove all the way here to catch a little 12-incher.
12-inch.
Hey.
Somebody's wanting that fish right now.
Yeah. Somebody in that tournament today would love to have this keeper. That's crazy.
Hey, that spinnerbait is just a fish you catch.
I know, this is the best spinnerbait. I caught so many on this last year. This little booyah.
That's your biggest, what'd you say, largemouth?
That's my biggest largemouth of the year.
So we are on the board successfully. We're going to continue our bank hopping mission, and we're pivoting to a new spot that has a species that I haven't caught all year, and I actually secretly love catching them.
The old Bobby Garland, baby shad full moon, that one right there, on a, where's the jig head? Got to put a 1/16 ounce jig head. The wind's blowing, we got to throw it out there. I want to get it down in the water.
All right, can we catch a yellow bass? We finally got something. What is it? All right. So we drove all the way down here. Got our first yellow bass in a long time. I used to catch these all the time by my house, but I only seem to ever be able to find them in the winter months or in the early spring. Very rarely do I actually catch those. Look at that, on the Kestrel. That's the Kestrel Ultralight plus, what reveal is that? So, it looks like John got one too. But, alright, get him back in. They're just bouncing this little jig through the water back there. He smoked that thing. I caught mine out of a busting pod like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just, mine was just tossing out. Random, I just threw it out and moved. I got a bite from something up close.
Ooh, something just hit it right there. Got him. Ooh, that feels like a largemouth.
Alright, we didn't come for nothing.
Hey, what the heck? I think it's a yellow.
Okay, so they're just interacting now. Ooh, that's a nice one. It's so fun on all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a thick one there.
Yeah. That is a thick one.
It is tall.
They're just like cookie cutter, all of them usually. Yeah, that's an outlier for sure. Another one.
Okay, moving up.
So after finding the target species, things take a very interesting turn.
Fish here.
There we go. Oh, I got something good.
I just got hammered and I missed something. Leg sucked up with something. They're in here. Their fish are in here eating. I think we should move down.
Dude, this is big.
White man.
What we got? It's probably a big bluegill or something.
Maybe it's largemouth.
Probably. That's, oh yeah, it's a largemouth. Dude, it's a respectable largemouth.
Stay away from these largemouth.
Oh, it's a drum.
No way.
Yeah, it's a big, it's a...
We're talking about that.
John told me there was no drum, and here we go.
Oh, missing. Go here and take a look at it. Check the drum. Dude, that's not bad. Pretty one.
Look at dude, it's actually a bigger one than I thought it.
Thought about long with.
Oh yeah. Ah! Alright guys, look at that. I drove all the way to Tennessee to catch this rare silver smallmouth, they call them. They stink. But that was a fun fight. Fun fight. I was playing big. On an ultralight, that felt like a whale.
Dude, that's like a 3-pound fish.
Dude, I knew it was something big. I was like, it's like, I don't think that's a... That was fun, actually. You say that, and then I hook up.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. A largemouth. We're running the gauntlet today. A little largemouth. So, 3 species here. Now I just need to get a bluegill laid down. Did you grab my rod?
Yeah.
All right, back in he goes.
So after a wildly successful bank hopping trip where we caught many different species, including our first decent largemouth of the year, we are in the garage spooling up one of the new classic releases, which we'll talk about later, the new KastKing Al-Ti, which is a really interesting reel, and we're going to hit the river with it. Different kayak today. We drove 8 hours from home. We're in Tennessee with John, and we are fishing in some pretty cold conditions. I left 80-degree weather up in Illinois. Come down here into warm
eastern Tennessee where it is 41 right now. We got a massive rainstorm. We're floating a river that I've heard good things about. I'm really excited. We're using some cool stuff. We've got a swag with the new KastKing Al-Ti, which is a brand new reel that they just released. And we're gonna throw a fuzzy dice bait, the fuzzy nugget. So some weird stuff. Hopefully some of these bass like it, and we're targeting a species that I've actually never caught before. So that's exciting. There's an otter. Oh, there he is on the log. He ate all my fish. Bro, don't eat all my fish. I don't think we can get under that.
Yeah, that's us.
It'll be close. Let me see. Alright, well, this is what we're going under. Barely fits. It fits.
Whoa, we made it.
Not by much. Now, how do I get under there?
You can walk over,
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. Let's go over here.
walk around, then you can catch my kayak. Easy.
Yeah, it's just slippery. That's why I was being cautious.
All right. All right. One tree, just a tree in the way. Luckily, we can get underneath it here. I'm gonna have to put my thing down.
Alright, so
Why does mine look taller?
somehow John's seat isn't gonna fit. We had to come around that and come up there. I didn't want to get water in my boot. I just pushed down on the kayak in it.
Mine looks higher for some reason.
Just push the seat down as you push through. It should go through. There you go. Just keep pushing. Almost there. There you go. All right. Easy. All right. Well, that wasn't actually that bad.
Oh, it's getting deep. We should never come this way.
Oh my goodness. When does it connect?
At the bend of the river, but it's a lot further. I never knew this. We're on a huge island.
Be careful, I'm like right on the edge. I can't fit through here now. So after a unintended detour, we are basically in a river obstacle course right now, but we run into the major problem of the day, and that's the major creek on the river is dumping in tons of muddy water, and it's going to really make today challenging. I need a big spinnerbait. Oh, did you see that? I just got hit. He almost knocked it out of the water.
I thought they went.
No, he like, it looked little, whatever it was.
I saw something happen.
Chalky milk. All right, so I'm putting on a big heavy spinnerbait. This is a 1/2 ounce, and I'm putting a green jerk shot on the back, motor oil, because I just want something big. I just want them to see it. So that's what we're doing. I wish I had a chatterbait with me, but this will do. I think I'm gonna actually take the swag off. All right, so big, gaudy. I'm taking this swag off. I might put this back on later. I'm gonna leave it tied so it's easier to tie back up later. Just a big, funky spinnerbait. It's not in good shape, but desperate times. Enough talking, time for catching, is what John just said. All right, well, this is not my favorite pairing, but it'll do. Yeah, that thump's good.
Got it. Maybe.
What?
Big one. Oh yeah. Crash out. Oh,
Creek crash out.
I told you. We were just getting in that deep hole.
That's what I was saying though. Like I've been fishing those little pockets.
First fish today. Muddy water, windy, cold, 3.5 pound, just under 19-inch spotted bass on a spinnerbait.
So John actually hooks up with our target species today, a very beautiful Alabama spotted bass. And that's why we're here. We're targeting spotted bass, but this muddy water is making it really tough. He just got it in front of the right fish and it couldn't resist eating it. So we're not going to give up. We're going to keep fishing, but I'm starting to hear the voices in my head that we might have a tough time even catching one.
That was the cast right there. A lot of current going on this bluff. Well, that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm gonna go buy you.
There we go. Oh, he's off. Oh.
Dude, I was waiting on that.
Oh my goodness. No. Dude, he hit it right as I was like, I don't know if I even got hooks in him, dude. Dude, he hit it so hard. So a little update, I have lost the only good fish that I've hooked today. He hit it while I was drifting, and of course, he got off. Still a lot of river to go. It is muddy, it is gross. Trying to stay positive. Got the right lure tied on. Just need to get it in front of the right fish, and hopefully we don't skunk, because Tennessee has been a lot different than I was expecting. Why does my boat never want to go straight? There we go. We're on. No.
Goodness.
No. It wasn't very big. Huh?
Is that your spinnerbait rod normal?
Yeah. Wasn't very big. Yeah, he got some good leverage. I didn't even feel him hit it, I just felt him on.
Really?
So I probably didn't get a good hook set.
Yeah, that's the ones that are hard to...
Since I don't know how to catch fish, we're gonna go to the Bassmaster Classic and waste a bunch of money on things to help me catch more fish. So let's go do that.
Which way are we going? Well, we gotta get out of this ramp. It's real tricky. I need to go one at a time.
Oh, where's the ramp?
Right there on the left. Right in the fast current that we thought wasn't gonna be fast. Like, I think the water is... Woo! Dude. Make sure you go, just try to go real slow when you get up here. Come on in. I got you. You're good, you're good.
I did slow it up right there at the end.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I could have done that by myself. Because once you swing around right there. All right, look at this. This is the craziest takeout I've ever done in my life. John somehow made it over here, but the shoalie takes current under the bow really well. That's the one advantage of it. I had to go all the way back in and then come down slow and then swing in like this. I could see a normal kayak, like a sit inside. Like, I don't even know how you do this. You take on so much water. But anyways, we did it somehow, and
There's no access down the bank, so there's no way getting out of the current.
dude, this is nuts. This is like a trap. It's like a trick. It's like, yeah, you can launch here.
Flip here all the time.
So, I don't know, kind of crazy. This pretty much sums up today. Look how clear the water is now, though.
So after striking out completely on the river, we're going to be licking our wounds by wasting some money at the Bassmaster Classic. So we're heading to Knoxville to see some people, to explore the booths, see all the new products. It should be a good time. All right, so since we don't know how to catch fish, we're at the Bassmaster Classic right now. We're going to do something completely different. We're going to see what we can get for $100. That's our budget, $100. Tackle, reels, rods, whatever. We're probably going to focus on tackle, but we're not going to go over $100. Then we're going to see everything we got at this expo, because everyone always says there's amazing deals here, and we're about to find out. All right, finesse man, yay or nay?
They don't catch fish. Just kidding. I'm sure they do.
Well, I can tell you, they don't work in muddy water. We learned that the hard way
Fish need to
yesterday.
see it probably.
What about this?
Dude, I like that one.
That one? Yeah, that's a John.
I say they work.
Fortunately, we have a ton of them, so we don't need more.
I know this works.
It works so good.
Especially if fish will hit it 3 times.
It'll break off and you'll still catch them.
So our first stop is to the Pradco Outdoor Brands Group, which owns Hedden, Arbogast, Yum, Booyah, and Great Lakes Finesse. And Great Lakes Finesse actually has a really cool new product that I wanted to check out.
Basically doesn't allow the fish to get leverage on the bait, so it just locks it in, and it takes it where it takes that off of it. So basically it sits there like that up until the fish bites on it, and then basically you've got it where it's free. It's free to, you know, for the fish to be loose and not get leverage on the bait.
So our next stop is to wait in line. That's right, that's a common theme here at the Classic, but they have the new Karashi 80s. So while we check out some other lures from different booths while we're waiting in line to get in here, we do finally make it into the door, and we're able to snag arguably one of the hottest lures at the Classic.
All right, so these are the first two things we bought. We spent 40% of our budget on Karashi 80s because there was a huge line, and that makes you you know that they're going to catch fish when there's a huge line because they're in demand. But this is the big version of the Karashi. They're $19.99 each, so we spent $40 on these. So we're down to $60. So 40% of the budget dumped into something that could not even catch fish.
So our next stop is the York Swim Bait booth because they're doing a collab with North Georgia fishermen. We wanted to check it out, and we make a little misstep.
All right, so we're going over budget because I found this little swim bait that's like 60 bucks. And swim baits are always expensive, so we're not going to count that. But that would put us at $100 spent when you factor in the two Karashis. So we got the little nugget. We got it in hot pink. Smallies will crush that, but this is like the perfect size. I actually think I like this size better than the trick shad, the 2.5. Will a smallmouth eat this? Smallmouth eat this giant thing? That's the real question. I think maybe we might be better off going with that. What do you think, John? Will a smallmouth eat this?
They'll eat at it.
They'll eat at it. New challenge.
They have 7 hooks.
All right, so we just spent another $13, so we're at $53 on the Buka Trick Shad. This is the 2.5-inch Trick Shad. I've been wanting to try these, so we're gonna see what this is all about. They were on sale. Usually these are $14.99. We got it for $12. So $12, but after tax, $13. So $53 plus the glide bait if we want to count it. So pretty cool.
So after buying the Trick Shad, that puts us just about $20 over budget. So we didn't do too bad. We got the two Karashi 80s, the Trick Shad, and the little nugget from York Swim Bait. So I think it's a pretty good haul. All kind of similar baits, but we're going to get back to the house after looking at a few more things. And I'm going to show you guys a breakdown of all this new gear we got, including a new reel that you may have seen me using on the river early in the day.
All right, so look at this. This is the new Zodius. This has a really weird, like almost over-engineered locking nut, but the whole blank is a monocoque all the way up. It does have foam right here, but it's like blackout. I think this looks really good. This would look great with an Excense reel, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with this nut because I do like to choke up on my spinning reel, but I could see that being really annoying. So we're back from the Bassmaster Classic. Yes, I know. Welcome back to cold Illinois. It's actually snowing outside. So when I left, it was 80 degrees. We get down to Tennessee, we catch some fish, then it rains. It rains, it rains, it rains. The river looked great, and then we get to a part where the creek was flowing in, it was just blown out. So that was a complete wash. But on the bright side, we got to go to the Bassmaster Classic Expo, check out all that stuff, and we've got a ton of stuff here to go over, including a brand new reel, which you guys probably saw me use in the video, a bunch of new lures to talk about, and then just some other odds and ends that I want to show you guys that will be coming up on the channel here shortly. But let's start with this new reel. So this was the big thing that KastKing released at the Classic. I actually got my hands on this early, so I've actually had it for about a week now. This is the Al-Ti Elite. So if you're looking at this thinking like, wow, that looks very similar to the MGTI, which you've seen me use and talk about on this channel, it's because it is essentially a cheaper version of it. One of the big criticisms that I heard, both from viewers and just around the internet, their MGTI, the high-end, really super light premium reel, started out as a $400 reel. That reel is a fantastic reel. You get your money's worth out of it, but not everybody wants to go out and spend $400 on a KastKing reel. So they were kind of in a weird position there. The price on that is now $299. It's on sale. So if you are interested in the high-end version, I'm gonna put all these links in the description.
but they came out with a cheaper version. With the release, they're actually selling this reel right now for $179.99 if you use the code in the description. It'll jump back up to, I think, a little bit over $200 once the sort of release sale's over. But let's talk about this reel, because in that river fishing trip, this is what we were throwing that big spinnerbait on. We reeled it up at John's that night with 14-pound line, and you can see that here, us kind of talking about it.
Why not?
Because that's what
All
we
right,
do.
the ALTI. That's that new one we just got.
Much more shiny.
Shiny.
All right, we're just gonna put 14 pounds and we're gonna throw a swag. That's what we're gonna do.
But 14-pound line on that, that was the first time I ever took it out. It has essentially all the same features as the MGTI. You know, the very similar braking mechanisms, clicking drag, nice handle, clicking brake. It has the titanium spool, which was the big selling point of it. But this was a pretty cool classic release, because I think one of the things that I agreed with a lot of people is that the $400 price point on the MGTI was a lot to swallow. I personally have really enjoyed using that reel, but I was glad to see that they listened and came out with a cheaper version. So the big difference, though, I will point out, is that instead of the magnesium frame like on the MGTI, it's still the titanium spool, but it has an aluminum frame, thus AL. So if you're interested in checking this out, I'll put all the links in the description. I'm pretty sure if you buy it right now, you actually get a 13th anniversary box as well, because it is KastKing's 13th anniversary. So that's sort of cool. I actually haven't opened this up, so let's see what's in it. So there's all sorts of stickers, flags, a hat, some cool stuff, a towel. So I don't know if they're all the same, but that's a pretty cool gift box that you get if you do pick up one of these reels. That's a cool little gift box you get if you spend $200, and if you buy this reel, it should cover whatever you need to get that. So pretty cool. And it doesn't only just count for this reel, I think you get the gift box for whatever amount, as long as you spend $200. I thought the ALTI was a cool release. I think it performed really well. On that river trip, I made a ton of casts. Didn't catch many fish, but I did make a ton of casts. So I'm looking forward to using that more in future videos. But let's talk about some of the lures we picked up. I'm gonna start with the heavy hitters, the Karashi 80s. The Karashi 80s were one of the things that everybody was talking about going into this, and I picked it up in the classic release color as well. I didn't get a 110, they sold out like instantly, but I did get one of the Karashi 80s in it. As you can see, it's got the limited production name on it. I think it's called Pearl Ore is the name of it, but it is a insanely dope looking color. And the thing about these Karashi 80s, they're essentially the same as the Karashis, same action, same concept. They're heavier though. So what you can do with this is you can throw it on heavier gear. So think like river smallmouth. If you're fishing during the summer or even spring when they're a little bit more fired up and you don't really need to be finessey, these bigger Karashi 80s kind of offer you that same sort of finessey action in a bigger package. So you could throw these on just like a standard jerkbait rod. And I got these in all sorts of colors, the limited color. I even picked up a black shad. You guys know I love black shad. But what's cool about this, it has a red dot on the top. So what that's going to do is, as you're working it through the water, you're going to actually be able to see it a little bit easier. So that's kind of nice. And then I picked up my buddy just a normal. It's your typical SS Pearl color. So that's cool. I'm super excited to throw those. That was the thing that everybody was fighting for. I stood in line to get these. I actually missed them on day one. Had to go get them on day two. All right, next thing. You might notice a trend here. These are all kind of similar, and we talked about that. BFS Trick Shad. We were going to be doing a video on this very soon. I've actually got two of these now. This is the second one, but we picked up another one of these because he wanted to have two. I don't want to give too much away, but I have some concerns with it, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. But this was only $13 at the show. So we spent $40 here on these two, then $13, so that put us at $53. Meaning that we technically, if we wanted to stick to our budget, only had $47 left. However, I could not resist picking up this little tiny glide bait. This is the York Swim Bait Co. I think they call this the Little Nugget. And I asked people what color I should get, and this was the consensus there at the table. Hot pink. Yeah, this hot pink with the white belly. This is gonna absolutely kill smallmouth. In fact, the next time I go out, I will be throwing this. This is light enough that you could actually throw it on a jerkbait rod. It's right at a 1/2 ounce. It has hooks very similar to what you see on the Vision 110. So
this is getting thrown, and this is getting thrown very soon, and I'm super excited about that. So those were the haul there. It put us just over $100. I think we were at like $115 total spent after taxes. So pretty good little haul there. It was awesome meeting all the people. Now, when I got home, I also had some packages waiting for me. I'm gonna show you guys some of it. A couple things I don't wanna show you quite yet because they're really exciting and I'm not ready to announce them yet, but I did pick up some of these ARC BFS lures, crankbaits to throw on our BFS rods. It's kind of a little Easter egg of some of the things we're gonna be doing. ARC has some really cool finessey options, and I'm finally gonna be trying out some of their gear. It's been one of the most heavily requested things on this channel, so I picked up those. I also picked up this to throw in the kayak, a D-hooker. If you're not familiar with D-hooker, it essentially does the braid trick to get hooks out of your hands. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you get a hook down past the barb, if you tie a piece of braid to it and rip it out like that, you can get it out. Well, this takes that guesswork out of it, makes it way easier to pop hooks out of yourself when you get them. And if you fish the river and you're a million miles away from civilization, you got a hook and you can't go to the hospital, this makes it a lot easier. So D-hooker is a really cool tool, and this is the kayak version that fits very easily in your kayak, so pretty dope. And then finally, I picked up a bank and creek bag from Pratco Outdoors Brands. They gave me one of these. It's filled with all kinds of cool stuff. They actually had one of the biggest releases there at the Classic, which was the Great Lakes Finesse Spy Bait, which really cool design. So if you're interested in that, I'm gonna link that down below to check out, because I definitely recommend getting one of those if you like throwing spy baits or you've never tried them, because in my experience, they do not have amazing hookup ratios just because of the way they grab them. And one of the design changes they've made on that actually solves one of the pain points. So that's it. That's our classic haul. KastKing Al-Ti, big classic release. I got to try it before it actually came out. Karashi 80s, BFS trick shads, D-hooker, new swim baits. We got a little bit of everything. It was a fun time. Although we didn't get to catch a lot of fish down there, we still had a really awesome adventure in East Tennessee. And I gotta admit, that was one of the best Bassmaster Classics I've ever been to. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little long form video. I'll see you guys next time. All right, so we don't know how to catch fish apparently. Don't know how to do it. What's up, dude? We'll just start over.